Welcome, Hooter. Thanks for getting InPodSicated with me, man. How you been, brother?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. What's up?
Man, dude, it's been a while. The last time we were hanging out, it was cold in Chicago, and it's still cold in Chicago, but now it's cold in Texas. You're dealing with global cooling, not warming, right?
It's snowing in Texas, bro. We don't know how to handle it. We're from California, so we really don't know how to handle this shit.
Right.
Bro, it was barely any flurries, and my kids were like, "It's snowing!
Oh,
It's
they fucking love it. They
snowing!"
fucking love it.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. But like for anybody who really does live in the snow, they're just like, "Come on, man."
Like, fuck this bullshit.
Yeah,
Did
that
you
ain't
have to
snow,
shovel?
bro.
Did you have to shovel yet or no?
Nah, hell no, bro. I think the most it's gonna be is 3 inches.
Okay, that's a dusting. Yeah, that's a dusting
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Chicago. That ain't nothing. We're still wearing shorts during that time.
That's barbecue weather for you fools,
Sure
bro.
is, Tim. Get out the carne asada. Let's go, bro. No, man, we mess around in Chicago. We wear shorts till it's like 20 degrees, man.
You
We
guys
so
get
used.
me every time. You guys get me every time, bro.
Yeah, we're so used to it. With the cold. I mean, but as you get older, it shit just sucks, man. It gets in your bones, and you're like, I don't want to go outside. Fuck this.
I watch your guys' stories, dude, and you guys are in shorts, barbecuing and shit. And then that's why I pack
You pack
not
light.
heavy jackets, and then I go out there and I'm suffering, bro.
Chicago says, "Fuck your jacket."
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh well, if they're in shorts, then I'm good with like a windbreaker.
No, no, it's not for the faint of heart, man.
No,
Uh, how's comedy going, bro? Like, I've seen you've been doing some clubs. How's that going for you?
it's been pretty solid, man. I'm getting busier. I'm starting to do more dates where I'm doing more time. And so
Mhm.
now it's kind of like my show now, you know?
Okay.
So I have my openers. I'm starting to do an hour.
Mhm.
So that's kind of been the goal. And that's the goal for this year for sure, to get that hour nice and tight, you know?
Mm. Yeah. How long have you been doing? Because I met you at Otto's place at Estrella Negra, and you were opening for your dad.
Yeah.
How long ago was that? Was that like 2014? Is that 10 years ago at this point? Was that 2016?
That it was probably 2016 maybe. It was 2016. And so yeah, it's been coming up on a decade, bro.
Yeah. It's I was with Otto yesterday, and he came on the show as well. I went over there. I'm like, fuck that. I gotta go there. I'm gonna have me pozole. And then he came out. He's like, hey, let's have some drinks on air. I'm like, don't tell me twice. You got
Uh,
mezcal, bro. Come on, let's do it. And then he brought out the pozole. I was like, run it, just run it. And he came out with the burger. I'm like, man, you keep feeding me, bro. Let's go.
the coolest fucking guy of
Oh
all
my
time.
god. Yeah. Yeah, he's so sincere and so nice, man. He's just always been a good friend, and it's funny enough that like I was there filming, and then two of my high school buddies, well, one of the girls that went to high school brought her partner who's seen every single show that you've had there as well, and they
Okay.
just kind of like bombed the show, and I'm like, well, I guess it's gonna be a kind of a group interview now since everyone just walked in because when you were on the True Chicago, it was kind of difficult because we had everything going on. We were all filming, and then the kitchen's going and the bartenders, so it's not really conducive to an interview, but I kind of wanted that authentic feel.
Yeah.
But now that you were moving from California to Texas, is the comedy different in Texas than it is in California?
I'd say so, bro. I think look, California, especially LA,
Yeah.
I personally think once upon a time that was that in New York, bro. I still think New York is still the mecca. Like if you can kill in New York,
Hmm.
you're somebody, dude. And I think LA was always second. But um honestly, man, after during the pandemic and after the pandemic, I felt like LA just didn't bounce back, dude. It just
Really?
wasn't the same. And yeah, you could still get spots, but it doesn't have the same feel to it. And
Hmm.
so moving out here, wasn't a big deal. You know, it used to be like you had to be in LA, you had
Hmm.
to be in New York. But now with social media, TikTok, that shit was gone for a little bit, but it's back. um, you know, people are just posting their clips on
Yeah,
TikTok and Instagram, and it's just a different world now, bro. Like, you post one of those clips, it goes crazy online, and next thing you know,
you get
you're
calls.
you're on a huge tour. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be in you don't have to be in LA. You don't have to be in New York. You don't have to be anywhere really. If you're getting up and you're posting your content, I think that's where comedy's at now, dude. That's the new world.
Yeah, I think comedy now, especially like with this digital era, all you really need is your phone, be able to learn how to do basic edits and then put it out to the world. And if it's a hit, it's a hit and it'll keep getting views and it'll keep getting shared. And that's how you end up getting a following. There's a couple guys that I saw when they first started and you know, the comedy scene in Chicago has been growing in the last 4 or 5 years where they're producing guys that are getting national tours, you know. I can't think of his name, the big
Ken
heavy
Flores.
Ken Flores. He started, yeah. He literally did he did like 4 or 5 minutes on a show. He was opening for Ken Gar. And Ken Gar is now he's hosting at Circus Soleil in fucking Vegas, and then he does cruise ships for 7 8 days, and then he's opening and he's traveling all over the world. So even if you're not doing the L.A., Chicago, New York, you know, comedy meccas, he's traveling the world. He got hired in Dubai. I'm
That's
like, dude,
insane.
right? You're getting hired in Dubai.
Well,
That
yeah,
means
because that's part of it, right? Like, you don't know. e- Everyone's on Instagram, everyone's on TikTok, so you
right.
don't know where your shit's gonna hit, bro. You know,
Mhm.
so you come up with a joke, and somehow it's just really resonating in fucking Australia, and for some reason tickets are just moving in Australia. Guess what? Now you're on tour in Australia. Like, there's no there's no more rules, bro. It's like the Wild West, dude.
Yeah, it really. But at the end of the time, the cream does rise to the top because you've got to be consistently funny. You got to be consistently posting clips. So it is a grind in the same aspect as you would go to opening mics and like I got to get my name in. Let me get some time and get a couple minutes. It's still the same grind, and you still have to get that exposure. But I don't think it's like, man, I got to put butts in seats right away. I just need to be funny. My content has to be good and tight, and uh, and that's something I want to segue to because when you first started, like how was that writing process for you, or was it a natural process to write jokes and do stand up?
Um, I never was able to just like sit and write, bro.
Uh,
It was just some
Griffin?
people are able to do it, some people aren't, but I just it's very non-traditional for me, bro. I just like I have ideas, and
Uh-huh.
for me the best way to do it is to just go up and have at it. Like, I have ideas in my head of what I want to talk about and
Yeah.
like what I think is funny, and then I just kind of word it around and I record myself. And so I see what works, what isn't working, what part I should cut out, what part I should keep. And then little by little, since I keep recording myself and finding out what works, it's kind of like a plug and play, you know? Like, I keep what works, dump what doesn't, and then after a while, I have like the final product. But that's kind of my deal. But at the beginning, bro, I wasn't that great. I wasn't funny. So, what I thought was funny, I just couldn't. I feel early on, I didn't have the confidence to really sell it, you know? I feel now I kind of know how to be funny enough to
Hmm.
where I can sell ideas, and then little by little I could get the joke to be good. But early on, I didn't know how to be funny up there, and that's kind of half the battle,
Yeah.
because there's some dudes, bro, where the idea is not even that funny, but they can sell it.
It's their
Like
body
them talking
language,
about
their
it, or them,
facial expressions.
yeah,
Yeah.
the facial expression, the act outs, the
Yeah.
the physicalness of it, and you're just dying, bro. And it could be something silly, or like if you're telling, it happens a lot, right? Like some dude could have you dying, And then you go and tell a friend who wasn't there, and you're like, bro, this guy was talking about blah 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 blah. And your friend's just looking at you like, motherfucker, that's not funny. Like, no, you had to be there, bro. Like some
Right.
dudes just know how to sell funny. And so I think slowly that's what I'm coming up on right now, bro. Like I know how to sell that shit. Finally.
Right, and there's just different aspects when you're doing stand up, right? You can be like you're talking about, like a physical comedian. You can be a storyteller, and then you can
Mhm.
be a punchline guy, right?
Yeah,
There's different avenues, and then some people can do a little bit of everything, and those are the greats, right?
for
So,
sure.
like when you're looking at maybe like modeling after someone, is there a specific comedian that early on you were like, oh, that's what I want to do. That's the kind of style I like.
I think I watched in 2011, maybe 2012.
Hmm.
I had already seen Chris Rock,
Hmm.
but I think that was around the time where HBO Max came out. Do you remember that?
Yep.
Or I forgot what it was before HBO Max. Um, but
Just
the app
HBO.
came out and you
Yep.
were able to stream everything.
Yep.
And all his specials were there. And I had seen them, but like little by little, and I was very young. And during this time, I was around 19, 20. And I binge watched all of his specials. And I remember saying, man, this is fucking comedy, bro.
Mhm.
Because I loved how he didn't take a side. He would bash both sides. And he was very like unapologetic. Like it didn't matter what he was talking about. He was going to go after anything, any sort of topic, women, relationships, politics, anything, but he wouldn't take a side. It was, I'm going to shit on this side, I'm going to shit on that side. Like anybody can get it. And I remember saying, this is comedy, bro. And that inspired me. Bill Burr early on inspired
Yeah.
me because of how I love that, like, unapologetic shit, dude. Patrice O'Neill,
Mhm.
uh,
George
Greg
Carlin,
Giraldo, bro.
Greg Girardo, yes. Greg Girardo was
Um,
great.
and nowadays, I like Andrew Schultz,
Mhm.
Joey Diaz. Um, yeah, dude, I love because I feel that's what comedy is, bro. It's to escape
Mm.
and fucking have a good time and laugh. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's up there and they're watching what they say, that is that even comedy anymore? You know?
It's not. It's really not. You don't feel safe as a comic. You don't feel you're anxious about like, man, if I say this, is this crowd gonna take it in a certain manner? It's like, no, you're gonna walk in and this you have that disbelief of we're all gonna have a good time, we're all gonna get along with each other. And yeah, you might not be in your cup of tea where you may not agree with it, but they're making fun of this and then they make the fun of the other side. So it's just funny. Just relax, let your guard down, and be ready to be entertained. You see so many videos of comedians that are posting their content, and then the crowd tries to be part of it. And I've actually seen it when I stay at night, right? The guys are intoxicated, the girls are intoxicated, and they want to be part of the show. And it's like you have to be really good at pivoting and grabbing whatever they say. You can make fun of them, or you can be like, you know what, I'm just gonna move on and ignore them. I've seen you do both. I've seen you do both. Right. I've seen you do both. I've seen you been, confrontation, like shut the fuck up and sit down, or you kind of like bring them in and then start a new joke based on it and then keep it rolling.
Yeah.
So I like that's where I've seen your growth and I've seen a lot of it. But yes, that's my style of comedy where you're just, hey, this is what I'm gonna tell you, and this is gonna be funny, or this is the stories I'm gonna tell you based on what I've experienced, because
Hmm.
you do that, you bring your experience in, which is great. And everyone should just let go and just let the comedian do his job, right?
It's I think, bro, everybody's just looking to get offended, bro. Or like I the good thing is I feel we've gone away from caring.
Hmm.
Like it, the people that care are gonna stay caring about it, but for the most part, everybody else is like, "Fuck that. We're not gonna play into that anymore. It's done with." Like, if you're gonna get offended, get offended. But there's some people, bro, that are just looking to get offended still, and I don't understand how you can live like that, bro. It's exhausting, dude.
Then why are you coming to a comedy show if you're looking to get offended? If you know who the comic is, you're buying the tickets.
Yeah, yeah. I don't get it. I
I
don't
don't
get
get
it.
it.
The
I'm not gonna like.
protesting shit, I don't get it, dude.
Yeah,
It's bananas, bro.
yeah. What is one of the worst interactions you've had?
With as far as an
Being
audience,
yeah, yeah, with an audience member.
um, one time, dude, this guy wouldn't shut the fuck up, and it was like, you know, I was trying to make it friendly at first,
Yeah.
and then I got a little serious, and I was like, "Hey, man, let me do my shit," you know, and it just wasn't. He wasn't going for it, and he kept going, and he kept going, and uh, he had scars all over his face,
Oh.
and also he was black, and I said, "Hey, Seal, shut the fuck up, bro." And everybody laughed, but he got like to the point where it looked like he wanted to fight. You know what I mean? And that was probably the closest I've gotten to where it was gonna get physical. You know, of course, like other comics stepped in, security stepped in, but he was super angry. He wanted to wait for me after. The security guards sent him away, but that was as far as it went. Wow, what a great story for fucking MLK Day, huh, bro?
You picked the story, bro.
You're over here baiting me on MLK Day, dude.
That was
Here we
not
are
the
talking about
intention.
people getting offended, and now look at here I am talking about some fucking black dude on MLK Day. Unbelievable, bro.
That is not the intention. Oh man, this is great. You can't write this shit. Um, talk about your experience being a comic. So, like, talk to me about what your first set was. What were some of the jokes, and how you felt before and after?
um, I hit an open mic in Hermosa Beach, California, and I was fucking just I bought two vodka sodas,
Uh huh.
slammed them, and it's an
Yeah.
open mic, bro. I mean, now looking back, like what was I thinking? But I slammed two vodka sodas and nothing happened, bro. It just I still was nervous as hell. And I remember this dude who he said he had been doing it for a while. And he said, "Hey man, I see that you're nervous, but nothing's gonna happen if you do bad. Like nobody stabs you at the end of the show if you bomb." And I said, "That's great advice. Like it's so true, you know? So you do bad, what then what? It's not like HBO's there, Netflix was there
No.
to, you know, hey, how's this guy doing? Is he gonna kill? You know?" And it's funny because he went up and did horrible, bro. Horrible. And so then I go up and I got laughs.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah. And I got down and he said, "That was your first time?" And I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "Man, what am I doing giving you advice, bro? You should be giving me advice." And I always kept his advice though, dude. Like it's so true and it eases you, you know, like fucking who cares?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter, you know? And so after that, I feel like I'm hot shit and I reach out to this dude who kind of came up with my dad and he was running rooms and he had a bar and
Mhm.
he had a weekly show there and it was a pretty rough bar, bro. Like bunch of cholo type fools would go
Oh,
there. And so I had just gotten some laughs at this open mic. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm ready for that shit. So I reach out to him and he's like, hell yeah, bro, I got you. So he puts me up and for 42 seconds, I'll never forget. For 42 seconds, I forget what I'm supposed to say.
so you're just standing there dead silent.
I'm pacing. I'm pacing back and forth, looking down, saying, um, um, What else, guys? Um, for 42 seconds, bro. And I know
Wow.
it doesn't sound like a long time,
It's a
but when
it's an
it's
eternity. It's an
but when
eternity.
you're supposed to be making people laugh and you're not saying anything, 42 seconds might as well be a fucking 3 years, bro.
Yeah.
Um, and so that brought me back down to reality.
Hmm.
And I went back to open mics, and I was getting what I thought was good. And then my dad was putting me on shows, and I was just eating dicks, bro. Just fucking sucking. And the worst part was everybody was doing great. It was just
Oh,
me who would fucking suck. So everybody would be in the green room and everybody like, man, this fucking crowd's hot, huh? And I'm just like,
uh,
yeah,
not for me, man.
not for me though, bro. Um, and I started at 21, so it was pretty hard to relate, like there was nothing to really all my jokes was, about being young kind of,
Okay.
but it wasn't relatable. Like you think about people who are in comedy clubs, it's older, later 20s, especially back then. It was like 30s and up,
Hmm.
with families, shit like that, And at 21, how much life have you gone through to where you could make it funny,
Yeah.
Like I'm
Where's the
talking about
connection?
stupid shit.
Yeah, you're looking for a connection, and if you're 21 and everyone else is like 30 and 40 in the room, you're like, "Fuck, is this
Good
young kid
luck.
gonna tell me?" Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It kind of equated because like I teach for a living, and it's like, and people don't get it when people don't know about teaching. I'm like, think about it as open mic night every night or every day at
Hmm.
work.
Hmm.
I'm there to entertain every single one of those classes. And if you don't know your shit, they'll call you on it. If you're not, enforcing the rules, this and that. And even then, even when I try to crack jokes and no one laughs, I'm like, well, all right, moving on. And you and if you get that one kid in the back, he laughs, I'm like, okay, good. All right, cool. I feel a lot better. Thank you. Hey, you get an A for the day, dude. And it's it's very equatable to that because like even if I have a bad lesson or a bad day at work where I'm teaching, it's not the end of the day. There's another day where I can just refine what I was doing and keep making it better. And that's how like anytime we get a young teacher in our staff, and I'm like, all right, you're gonna mess up. You're not gonna know everything. You may explain something wrong. I do PE and health, so I'm like, you're gonna mess up or you're gonna forget something because you're in front of like 150 kids.
Bro, if I was in a comic, that's what I'd be doing.
Really,
Teaching PE or health, some shit like that. Um, for sure, for
it's
sure.
probably the best
All
job
my
you could
sisters, all my brothers, or all my dad's sisters, all my
do.
aunts, teachers. My mom, a teacher. I'm like surrounded by teachers, bro. That would have been my go-to for sure, for
Get
sure.
summers off, you get these breaks off, MLK
Yep.
off. See,
MLK, bro. Spring
Pula-
break, winter
we get
break, summer
Pulaski Day here,
break.
bro.
It's full of breaks, bro.
Yeah. Hey, man,
Fucking lunch break.
your prep break,
I
yeah,
would have
yeah.
done I would have done high school though, dude.
Oh, that's what I do. I do high school. I can do the high school kids because I can be myself and I can roast kids and I can call them out on their shit and I can speak
And
to
they
them
got
on
to be
on
more responsible, right? Like
yeah,
it's up to you, dude. Like elementary, you're babysitting. At then
yeah.
middle school, that's a rough age, bro. Those
Oh
kids
my
are
god,
fucking
they're
angry.
dicks.
They're going through
Puberty.
puberty, and so they're just it's a lose lose.
Yeah, it is a
That
lose.
age, lose lose, bro. Um, but like 11th, 12th grade, it's a dream, dude. Like the people that want to do good, they're in it, bro. They're
Yeah.
trying, you know.
It definitely is. It's like you got your jocks, right? Cool. They're goofballs, but they'll do what you're telling them to do. Then you have like the tryhards that like I'll try it, and then you have the kids like I don't want to even be in PE. I'm just here. I'm dressed, and I'm not going to bother nobody. So you have your three groups, and it's like, all right, let's mix these up a little bit. The outsiders go meet with the jocks, and like I mix them up a little bit just to get them a little bit uncomfortable with being, get them comfortable with being uncomfortable. I'm like, you're gonna end up in the real world working with people you don't like, and
Hmm.
that's just part of life.
Yeah.
Um, so essentially, yeah, I do a lot of that stuff. I do a lot of team building and networking stuff for them. in the beginning of the semester so that they can get used to doing stuff, whether it's not PE related, it's like problem solving or cooperation games. And then that kind of lowers everything because you'll have the kid that's like a genius at math and figures out the game and is helping the dumb jock, right?
Yeah,
And the dumb
yeah.
jock's like, "Oh man, you're actually pretty cool, and you like Dungeons and Dragons. I like Dungeons and Dragons, and now they're best friends, right?" And that's the whole
I
idea,
used to
right?
love that shit, bro.
Yeah,
Because I was on the basketball team, and like it was tight to meet other people. You know what I mean? And then,
yeah.
hey man, you're pretty fucking cool. Yeah, you're pretty fucking cool too. You know, like because you already have assumptions. Everybody has assumptions about people, but then
Hmm.
once you're like forced to, um, work on something together, then it's tight. You see, this guy's just a normal fucking guy too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah. That's
everybody
it's that's exactly what happens. And you take the labels off the people, and they're like, "Oh, you're just a kid like me," and it
trying
just
to figure it the fuck out.
exactly. I'm like, there's adults still trying to do that in this building. So relax, kids. You'll be all right. Yeah. So I mean, again, for me, I crack jokes all the time, and I'd be making my coworkers laugh, and because the kids they think they're smart, and I just like rebuttal common sense to them, and they don't get it, and they're my coworkers are just cracking up, like tearing up, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm making someone laugh, which is great, makes me feel great, and it's a little high I get once a day, or so I get the addiction of being on stage and telling jokes.
Yeah.
What was it like telling your dad you wanted to do this?
Oh, dude, he was fucking pissed.
Why?
Probably because of how hard it is.
Uh huh.
So, um, I was pretty reserved. Like, I didn't want to tell him about it. It took a while. I didn't tell anybody for like a month.
Okay.
And then I started getting kind of good or somewhat good enough. And I liked it. So, and I had like there was promise, I feel. You know what I mean? Like there was some shows where yeah, I'd eat a dick sometimes, but there was some where I would do good. So I knew like, okay, I could figure this shit out, bro. Like, yeah, I'm not the best right now, but there was like you could see it getting good.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to stick with it, but man, bro, when I told him he was fucking pissed. Um and what's crazy was we were in New Orleans on Bourbon Street for Fat Tuesday,
Okay.
and we're blacked out drunk. And I was like, "Hey, man," so I started doing comedy, and he was like, "What the fuck? Why'd you have to ruin such a great fucking day?"
Oh, I can hear his
uh,
voice.
and so he was fucking pissed. But I think he just had. I was young, like I said, I was young. I was 21, and he had certain plans for me. He had an idea of what I was going to be, what I was going to do. I was going to go to college, finish. Originally, I was going to be like an agent or a manager for comedians.
Okay.
Like I wanted to work for William Morris or CAA or some shit, you
Mhm.
know. Um, but then I started living with comics, bro. A bunch of comedians started moving in with me and my dad,
Okay.
and they used to just fucking roast me, bro. And I would die laughing. Like I never got my feelings hurt, but I started roasting back.
Yeah.
And so then little by little, they were like, "Hey man, you're pretty fucking funny." And so I'd hear them like working on jokes, and I'd be like, "Hey man, say this too, blah blah blah." And they're like, "Yo, bro, you're fucking funny." And so then I just started believing that I was funny.
Mhm.
And I was like, "Hey man, what if I fucking try this shit?" And so that's how it worked. But when I told my dad, he wasn't too pumped. And but now he fucking loves it. He's like my biggest fan now, bro.
Well, that's great. I mean, again, I've seen both of you guys when you guys come to Chicago, and it's great. Um, and also your dad tours with Fluffy. How do you
Mhm.
get to go along with that as well, or do you? What is that
Um,
like?
it's super scarce, bro. Like sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. Fluff has hooked me up though. Like he's put me on an arena
Mhm.
show. So I performed in front of like, I don't even remember, 11, 12,000 people. Um, that was fucking insane.
How nervous
Uh,
were you for
bro,
that? How many vodkas did you have that day?
I stopped. So like probably 6 months in, dude, I saw
Hmm.
this guy. Uh, I'll go back to the Gabe show, but
Yeah.
when I was like 6 months in, I did a showcase, and this dude who had been doing comedy for like 10 years. I was 1 year in, he was 10 years, and he was fucking slamming drinks, bro, because he was so nervous. And I was like, you know what, man? I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to need alcohol and booze to go on
Mhm.
stage and fucking do my job, you know? Like if this is truly what I want to do, I shouldn't need that to
It
go
shouldn't be
on.
stressful, right? Hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Like if this is truly what I want to do, then I need to do that job. And that's it. You don't get fucking hammered before you go into work. You know what I mean?
We wish.
And so yeah, no shit. Um and so I stopped. But this arena show, dude, it was so funny because I hadn't seen Fluffy in a while. And before me going up, he wanted to ask me all these fucking questions, bro. So what's up, man? How you been? How are the kids? Blah blah blah. And I'm just like, yeah, yeah, good, good, good.
I'm
Like I couldn't
fucking
fucking answer.
set.
Like, bro, you trying to have a full blown conversation? There's fucking 12,000 people out there. You know what I mean? And for him, like that's just a regular goddamn show. You know
Right.
that's par for the course for him. But for me, I was like, bro, can I fucking try to remember what the fuck I'm gonna tell these people? You know? And so I go up, I do well, and I get off, and he's right there waiting for me, and he gives me a huge hug. And bro, I pretty much like collapse on him. Like it feels like there's so much weight just got off my shoulders, and I give him a huge hug, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, ask me whatever the fuck you want now. I could answer. I could talk now, dude." Uh, but yeah, bro, it was so funny, dude. It was
I can
it
imagine
was
you're like waiting to go out there and he's trying to come back and ask these questions. And all you're in your head, you're like, 42 seconds, 42
Yeah,
seconds, 40.
exactly, bro. Yeah. Um, but dude, that shit felt like literally a dream, dude. Like it felt like it wasn't real, bro. You know, and it took
How
me.
much different was a high from 12,000 people rather than a full room of like 50?
It it was like I said, it's a dream, bro. And it took me days to come down.
Oh,
Days.
oh my God. Do you have
Insane.
video? Do you have video of that so you to rewatch it?
I don't have video. I have the recording on my phone and
Uh-huh.
pictures, but I don't have the video. But man, it was, God, it was unreal, dude. And you know what's funny, dude? After humongous shows like that, for some reason, the next show that I do is always like in front of 10 people or like a stupid gig where people aren't even paying attention. Like
Mhm.
it's so weird how quickly you get balanced out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how you stay humble.
The world just
Uh-huh.
it knows, bro. Like it doesn't let you get too high, you know?
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, they're over there playing Sudoku on their phone as you're just talking. You're just like literally background music, essentially.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, the dichotomy of it is just it's insane. So now that you've gotten your flow, you've been in front of large crowds, and now like you have a lot of changes, right? You moved to Texas, and then you're are you still touring across the nation, or are you just staying local?
Lately, Texas is so big, bro,
Yeah,
where
the whole fucking
like
country. Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
So like I'm staying in Texas, but you know, Houston, Corpus Christi, El Paso,
Mm.
Austin, all that shit.
That's
It's
four
like,
different states right there.
exactly. So that's been kind of the move lately, bro.
Mm,
Just hitting all those different cities, and then there's so many towns in between,
okay.
you know. And so that's been my move lately, bro. Just trying to get fucking going up all of Texas and trying to get that hour, bro. That's been my goal.
Yeah, yeah, that's I mean, that's awesome. And then is there when you go into these different cities and towns, is the comedy different? Like obviously you have a set and you're
Oh
like,
yeah,
this fucking
bro,
did great today, and then the next day you just fucking like you say, eat a bag of dicks. It's
bro.
like what the fuck?
The small towns
Yeah.
fucking hate me, bro.
Why?
They can't fucking stand me. They can't fucking stand. They fucking hate me, dude. I don't know what it is. And at first, I was wearing my LA hat. Maybe that could
Yeah.
have been, you know. Um, but it's just like old school fucking rancher dudes, you know. And
Oh,
it's
okay.
just men, and I'm just like, you know, they're looking up at me like I'm just some fucking gay dude from California, just ruining everything about Texas, you know.
But when you ride up in your electric car, and that might be the bad
Yeah,
side.
yeah. I'm like, okay, I'm from California. I just moved to Texas, and everybody's just like, fuck this guy.
You guys have tofu? Like that kind of shit. Yeah. Like this motherfucker showed up. I can see that. It kind of feels back like when you were 21 and you're trying to entertain these 35, 40-year-olds. You don't have that connect yet. So like I think as the more time you spend in Texas, you'll take in the culture, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And understanding the culture in different cities, how San Antonio is way different from Corpus Christi or
yeah.
Austin. They're completely different types of
It's like
people,
you
and
said, bro. It's they're each cities within Texas, but it's pretty much different states, bro.
yeah,
Might as
yeah.
well be.
I mean, what is it like a third of the country? So yeah, fuck, it's huge. So like, all right, so we got a Texas tour and stuff like that. But what's next, man? Would you want to tour across the obviously the nation, but
Yeah, yeah, dude.
you shoot a
That's
special or what's the next step, man?
dude. I think honestly, bro, my game plan, the strategy is kind of do what everybody else is doing and try to post that clip that fucking goes crazy. It
Hmm.
then leads to selling tickets. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You never know which one it's gonna be. You never know. The I've been posting a few things lately, and what I think sucks gets the most hits, and what I think is genius gets
Yes,
nothing.
yeah,
And so
I
you
see
never
that.
know.
You don't. I see that every week when we're posting our stuff for the different podcasts, and I'm like, this was a good segment. We talked crap about each other, and it was funny. And okay, and 12 people saw it. And I'm like, oh yeah, we're just gonna talk about the Bulls and the new uniforms, and they get like 5,000 views. I'm like, I don't get it. So I just keep posting every day as much as I can, much content as I can to keep, and stay in front of people's eyes. And that's kind of like what I've been doing a lot of research on and reading is like to stay like consistent with your posting, to post like 2 to 3 times a day and on certain
That's
days and
it's
certain times.
hard, bro. It's so
Dude.
hard.
And then yeah, if you're posting too much, then the Facebook and Instagram, they suppress you because you're not paying for it. And it's like, bro, can a brother just
And for
work?
me, dude, for
Yeah,
me, it's so hard because I'm like, nah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Like nothing's ever good enough.
yeah. Well, those are the
But
ones that are
like I
hitting.
said, you never know what's gonna fucking hit.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
goddamn Bears stole the fucking Raiders head coach, bro.
Oh, John Gruden, he was over here. She's been in Chicago for like 2 weeks.
No, what's his name from the Lions offensive coordinator?
Oh, Ben Johnson. Yeah, we got Ben Johnson tonight. Yeah, that we just did 90 minutes on that, and it's great. We got an offensive coach to go around with the kid that's going to do well. I'm sorry for the Raiders. Sorry, bro.
What'd you think of Caleb?
I think Caleb, if he had an offensive line, he would not got sacked 6,800 times. Then he wouldn't have to run for his life. He would be able to throw. I mean, you guys, you saw some of his career or USC. You know what he can do. Um, everybody's compared him to Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels has an offensive line and a better coach. We have Matt Eberflus. So as simple as that. I mean,
Jaden
and
Daniels is looking dirty though, bro.
oh my God, that kid is gonna be great for years as long as
Yeah.
he can stay healthy and not get hit like Tua out in Miami. You know, another kid
Nah,
that was
but
good.
Tua's a fucking moron, bro. Like, what's he doing lowering his head, going down heads up? Fucking slide, guy. Slide. You're a quarterback.
Your one job is to stay upright. Oh
Yeah,
my God, yeah, that's another pendejo. Jesus, way to ruin your life and career. Essentially, you could have been a paraplegic by doing that.
bro, I don't understand. If I am dude, if I play quarterback, I'm not going heads up with nobody, especially in the regular season, bro. There's no yard that's important enough.
No, you do the Tom Brady. You skip your ass to the sideline. I ain't. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Simple as that, man.
Mahomes, look at Mahomes
Oh,
sliding last second, bro. You got to get, and you see, he's taking advantage of that rule.
yeah. Justin Fields was doing that and getting fucking murdered, and never got a penalty last year. Getting murdered. They're like, oh, he's still sliding. I'm like, he's just a tall dude, so he's getting
Yeah.
clipped. Holmes is like, yeah, I see you coming at me. I'm gonna slide, and then you're gonna hit me anyways, and I get 15 more yards. Yeah.
Yep.
Same thing with Josh
Yep.
Allen, right? You run on the sideline, pretend he's gonna go out and then take another 5 yards. They're like, nah, man, we're gonna pop you now. Like, we're gonna pop you regardless. We'll take the 15, but we're gonna pop you, put you out of the game. So yeah, these guys
Exactly.
try to take advantage of the game. They do.
But it's kind
Speaking.
of smart, bro. That's what I would do.
Oh yeah, you take as much as you can, especially you use the rules to your advantage. Speaking
Hmm.
of taking rules, using rules to their advantage, the Dodgers signing everybody and their mama.
Bro, these guys are just playing Monopoly, bro. Bro,
I'm
when's it
loving it.
enough?
I'm loving it.
I do
We're the
think,
new
though,
Yankees.
I think there's got to be a minimum the team has to spend, though.
Yes, there has to be a floor, the minimum amount that you spend, and there has to be a maximum, and it has to be a hard cap. You can't go over it like hockey. No one goes over it. All right, no one can spend no more than 250. Was that me or you? No one can spend more than 250 million a year on a team. Like, if you want to go for it, go ahead, 250 mil. But everyone else got to spend at least 120. Make it
Hmm.
competitive. Just because then you have the Pirates and Tampa Bay be like, oh, bro, we're going to spend 40 million,
The
and that's
A's.
it. Oh God rest their soul. They signed some people this year. They're going to be in Sacramento for 4 years before they go to LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they signed a couple of pitchers that were high price targets. They gotta bring people into that 8,000 person stadium they're gonna have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all my friends they're all Cup fans, and I'm a Sox fan, so like I have to have a second team because my team is hot trash by losing 128 games or something like that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up the Dodgers. I've always loved the Dodgers as a kid with Fernando and Oro and Gibson and everybody. So I remember watching a lot of the Dodger games, especially like on Channel 5 here. Like, it was be a Sunday night game. So I always loved the Dodgers. And people would like now they're like, oh, your team is trying to buy a championship. I'm like, your team has the same rules. You can pay layaway prices for a player. Use the
That's
same
what I
rules, bro.
hate, bro. Everybody can do it.
Right. Don't get mad at me because you didn't do it. The
It's
rules been
funny,
there
dude,
since the
because when I
80s.
was when I was a kid, I used to watch Cub games on WGN in LA,
Yes. Yeah.
and they were all during the day.
Yeah.
So they were like the Mark Grace days.
Yeah.
And I used to be a big Cubs fan during that time because of that. Like, it's so funny how whoever is on TV, you just kind of gravitate towards, even though it wasn't even my market.
Well, that's
Same
exactly
way
what
you watch the
WGN.
Dodgers and now you're a fan. It's the same
Yeah.
shit.
I mean, I remember coming home, and now I would be excited to come home and watch Cubs games. And I used to love my player for the Cubs was Ryan Sandberg. I loved Rhino. That was my dude. And people were like, "But you like this? You're the White Sox." I'm like, "Yeah, but Rhino's the dude, man. He was
Yeah.
the stud." And but that's what it was because I couldn't watch the White Sox games on television. They were on cable, and I didn't have cable. But
Ah,
every time I came home, WGN, I get home at 2:30. It's the fourth or fifth inning. I get to watch the rest of the game for free on WGN almost every day or at night. So yeah, I I I do love watching the Cubs. I hate some Cub fans because they don't know their lineup because they just like going to the beer garden. That's a bit different story, right? But
yeah,
every fandom has the same kind of fans that don't know what's going
for
on.
sure, for sure.
Exactly. So like, yeah, my White Sox. I'm a huge White Sox fan, but Jesus Christ, like you could have
It's
bet
tough.
every single day for them to lose, and you would have made out tons of money. And
It's
it's bad, yeah. And it's funny because you're talking about stuff like that, and I started getting into baseball cards again. I
oh
got
nice. So did I, bro.
Suzuki and Shoto on one card, and I got De La Cruz over here. Yeah, I started buying cards. I was like,
Ali, my son. So my son started collecting baseball cards, and I got like it's nostalgia, you know.
yes,
I'm like, oh
exactly.
shit, bro, and it's funny because he was opening them, you know, and I'm like, fucking be careful, dude. Just don't put your mitts all over them, guy.
Like, are your hands clean, bro? Take the oil off your
Exactly,
hands.
bro. But yeah, and I'm like, bro, look, you got a fucking rookie card, dude. Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I'm back, dude. They got me again. Tops got me again.
Yeah, I found I'm not gonna say where I found them, but I found a stash of old Tops cards. This is a 1988 stack of, I think there's 88 cards. Yeah, 1988 stack of 88. So it's like Paul Monitor and Benito Santiago and like Leon Durham, like all these crazy cards. Nolan Ryan, Bo Jackson, and I opened it up. I'm like, damn, this is my whole childhood right here. This is crazy. Then I looked it up how much they're worth, and they're not worth shit.
Dude, you know what's crazy? I got my daughter because she's a huge Caitlin Clark fan, and they had a pack of just Caitlin Clark cards.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Does were they just like randoms or were they like what do they call those cards? There's new lingo for all these cards now, like the reflectives or the
Yeah, it was
chrome.
a bunch of different ones, dude, and it was cool because it was some from Iowa, some from the Fever, and they even had like a card from her playing basketball, but like as a kid, you know?
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty tight, dude. It was cool to see.
Well, it's awesome too that you're getting your daughter into something like that where it's
Dude, she's
cards.
so fucking deep, bro. She's deep. I sometimes I think she likes college women's basketball more than the WNBA. And
Mhm.
sometimes I do too, bro. I'm
It's a lot
starting to
cleaner
like
game.
college sports way more.
Yeah,
Pro other than the NFL, I think will always reign supreme for me, dude. And obviously the MLB, but the NBA, bro, it's
that's
slipping,
trash.
dude.
It is so trash. You can't watch that. Everyone's just chucking up threes and then running away. No one's rebounding. No one's in the paint. Everyone is soft.
Nobody's
Everyone
playing
gets
defense.
along. No, they don't play defense.
Bro, Gary Payton, I fucking love Gary Payton.
Yes, the
The
glove.
glove. Fucking suck my dick if you think you're gonna goddamn dribble past me, bro. You're not.
Right.
I love that shit, bro.
That animosity between him and Jordan, where they're just
Man,
talking shit. Oh, love it. Love it.
like everybody's fucking friends now.
Well,
Everybody
they all
wants to
played
play
together.
together.
They all played together in AAU. That's what's
Oh,
killed the sport.
AAU has ruined everything, bro.
It's win sports.
Has ruined that along with NIL. As much
Hmm.
as I wanted everybody to get paid, bro, it's ruined everything.
It shouldn't be millions though. It should be like, all right, cool. Your NIL is you go to school for free. That's it. You get your school for free, your meals for free. Hey, and here's 25 grand. Everyone's getting the same thing.
I do think like, for example, Caitlyn,
Yeah.
she was
Oh,
moving the needle, dude.
oh, she was moving money. They had to
Like,
move games into arenas instead of small gyms that they had. Yeah.
hey, what about your Chicago girl though, dude?
Yeah.
It's not just one girl.
It
It's
isn't
me
it
too.
isn't one girl, and you build a rivalry, right? Larry Bird, you got Magic Johnson, right? You have to have the hero and the antagonist, right? And she's the antagonist, and you know what? I can't be. I know what her game is. She's not Caitlin Clark. She's not on that level. She likes to
Not
talk.
even close, bro.
No, not even close. When you miss 4 times in front of the rim, you got your own rebound. You're padding your
We got to
stats.
stop with that bullshit, bro. We got to stop with the double, 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 double. Nothing's double, double when you're catching your own goddamn rebound.
How are you 6'8" and missing at the rim? That's what I don't.
That's just, come on, bro.
I
That's
totally agree.
crazy.
I totally agree. So when she starts opening her mouth, I'm like, you might want to sit down. Like, cause if they play your video of your game, there's you nowhere near what Caitlin Clark is.
No,
Caitlin Clark is Steph Curry, Magic Johnson. Uh, who else can she put it? Like, she can do everything. And
she's so much fun to watch, bro.
oh my god, yes, yeah. I mean, tickets were like 400, $500 to come see her when she came here. I was like, fuck that. I'll watch it on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's another thing I don't like about Ticketmaster where they do dynamic pricing. That's bullshit.
That shit's so whack, bro.
That's so much bullshit. Like
When
it
did
should be.
enough for those fucking pigs, bro?
Yeah.
Like, how do you guys not fucking bend over people enough? You know?
Oh, the service fees alone. The service fees alone are more than the tickets. Sometimes I'm like, oh, bro, you got to be kidding me. And still got to go pay for parking. Got to buy drinks. Got to buy food. Like you spend the night spending $2,000.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, when you're not doing comedy, what are you doing, man?
Dude, that
Yeah.
I'm watching fucking sports with my kids, bro. I'm watching baseball. I'm watching football. We're playing that basketball. I'm so deep in women's basketball, dude. WNBA and college. Like right now, I'm loving Juju.
Okay.
The girl from Notre Dame, Hannah Hidalgo, dude. So she's like 5'6". She has this little poof ponytail, bro, and she's just lighting it the fuck up. Um, and so that's kind of my thing, bro. Like whatever my um whatever my
Kids.
kids are into,
Yeah.
now I'm into it. You know what I mean? My youngest, he's into animals, bro, and
Okay.
that ain't my shit, dude.
You're like, go
But
see your mom.
yeah, exactly. But I've made it my thing. You know what I mean? Like we're on YouTube watching that shit, learning about shit. I've learned so much about fucking animals, bro. It's unreal. Um, when we
Fucking
first
National
moved out here,
Geographic over here. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, dude. Uh, I got him a hamster. I've gotten lizards, a gecko, and when
Mhm.
we moved out here, there's a snake farm nearby, and he's like, "Oh, that's what I want to do for my birthday. That's what I want to do for my birthday." So we go, and there's like a private encounter that you could do with whatever animal. So he picked a snake, um, and he was holding it. Wasn't scared, bro, at all. Zero fear when it comes to this shit. Dude, we first moved out here. There's fucking scorpions outside. He wanted to
Yeah.
grab the scorpions, bro. The kid doesn't give a fuck. It's insane. So
What's the guy from Australia? Irwin?
yes, Steve Irwin, bro.
Steve Irwin. Yeah.
Fucking Steve Irwin. He's the goddamn Latino Steve Irwin, dude. Uh
There's a market
so
for it.
so then my dad, bro, we're at this fucking snake farm, and he's like, "Hey man, so these corn snakes, you gonna get him one for his birthday?" I was like, "Fuck no, I'm not." And he's like, "Come on, bro, look at him, look at how." And I was like, "All right, well, keep it at your fucking house then." And he's like, "Bro, come on, look at this shit." And it fucking pisses me off, bro, because my dad, as a grandpa, fucking softy, dude, softy, the biggest softy of all time, bro. Doesn't tell my kids no, doesn't tell them shit, bro. Like, it's unreal. So he's like, "Come on, man, I'll buy it. I'll buy it." I'm like, "Bro, the price isn't the issue here. Is I don't want
It's
to fucking
gonna eat
snake
the
handle."
hamster.
And so my girl, dude, she's not about animals, but she fucking loves her kids. And she's like, maybe we should get the snake. Fucking blah, blah, blah. And so now the world is against me, bro. And then I'm the one guy. that's
Mm-hmm.
fighting it on the. So now I'm like, okay, well, we could have a snake, but your fucking dad doesn't want to get you. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. And so I go to fucking Petco, bro. I pick up the fucking corn snake, and it's so funny because the guy who's there helping me,
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, so the reptile person isn't in yet." I'm like, "What the fuck's that got to do with me, bro? I got to get out of here, bro. This shit's got to be ready before my kid gets out of school because this is his gift." Okay, it's just usually I don't really deal with the reptiles. I'm like, bro, just grab the snake, dude. You signed up to work at Petco, asshole. You
You
know?
gotta know all the pets.
So then this fucking guy, dude, he grabs like a tub, and he's trying to scoop the snake up.
Oh God.
Bro, his fucking hand is in the tank like this, shaking, bro. The fucking guy's sweating. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I grab the snake, I grab the tank, I grab everything that they're gonna need for it.
Yeah.
But I grab my son this like snake stick. It's like a long stick, but it has a little hook at the end, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
bro, the corn snake is tiny. It's probably this thin, dude, and
Okay.
just somewhat long. But it's not huge, right? And so my son gets home, sees the tank, loses his shit, opens it, grabs it, and I'm like, hey man, the fucking stick, the snake stick, bro, that you're gonna need. And he's like, oh yeah, I don't need that. He's 6 years old, bro. He just grabbed it and he's fucking playing with it right away. And I was like, oh, cool. Well, I'm a fucking pussy because I would have needed the fucking stick.
Yeah, I'm not touching it without the stick.
No chance, bro. I'm touching that thing without the stick. Um, and so yeah, that is what I do in my time, bro. Uh, coach my kids in the different sports. My wife coaches them in soccer. And that's how we spend our time, bro. Just doing what our kids are into and keeping them involved in sports, dude. Like it's played a huge role out here.
Hmm.
Um, it's not just meeting people at school, it's people in the community because you're in soccer, you're in little league, you're in basketball, and it teaches them winning and losing too, dude. You
Oh,
know,
definitely.
like
Definitely
bro,
learn how to lose. Yep.
you gotta learn how to lose.
Yeah.
Most you lose way more, bro. Even
Yeah.
as like an adult, every day is a loss.
Everything's
You know what I mean? Like you gotta learn how to deal with that shit because I feel everybody, parents right now, man, they're trying to parent their kids and create this bubble of perfectness. And that's just not the way it goes, bro.
Yeah. I don't
You
want
know,
my kid to be sad. Well, learning how to deal with sadness of losing builds your character.
it does. It does.
It
And
makes you a tough
sometimes,
kid. Yeah.
bro, you try as hard as you fucking can and you're still gonna lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you still gotta pick it up and try as that same level of try the next time,
Yeah.
you know? And so I think it teaches them a lot, bro. I can't stand how people are parenting nowadays. It's just so goddamn soft. And like I said, they're trying to create this perfect world, and they're trying to say like, you know, we don't speak to people like that, and we don't use those words. And like, okay, that's fine. You don't use those words, but if you do some stupid shit out in the real world, people are gonna use mean fucking words, you know
Yeah.
and you're not going to sit there and say, hey, we don't use those words to fucking strangers. You're going to get smacked up.
Yeah. Fuck around and find out theory.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel it's such a disservice. You're setting them up for failure.
Completely agree. And it's something that as a teacher, you see them like they're playing basketball and they're losing and they're throwing a fit and
Yes.
they're punching the wall and they're yelling. It was like, bro, it's a 3-on-3 in PE class. It's not that fucking serious. Like, calm the fuck down.
But they're used to champion. You're the best. You are the smartest. You're the best. And they don't want to hurt their feelings,
That's what
bro.
happens. You give participation trophies.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's not.
I'd,
It
I'd be
doesn't
like,
go
no
down
thanks.
like that,
I'd be like, no thanks. My kid lost. It's okay.
bro. Uh my daughter was in a basketball tournament, and uh, them and another team uh tied the record in the tournament. But for
Okay.
some reason, my daughter lost to this team. But for some reason, based off of scores throughout the tournament, my daughter's team won the medals, right? But this little girl just fucking cooked my daughter, dude, in the game. And I was like, yo, give that fucking medal to that other little girl because that's who fucking deserves it. She cooked your ass. You shouldn't be
Hmm.
going home with this medal. Fuck that. And we were looking for the little girl, but she was gone. Her dad probably fucking dragged her to the car, all pissed off. But um, that's what I wanted to do. Like, no, dude, that's not how it goes. That's not how it should be. You know, if you win, like, that's who should get it. You know, it's not fucking second place is good, blah, 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 participation, yada, yada. None of that bullshit. It's number one. Who's number one? That's who
Right.
deserves it.
That's the whole point
Anybody
of
else?
competition.
It's a
Just the
whole
whole
point of
point of
competition, bro.
That's the whole competition. All right. Before I let you go, I wanted to hear a one of your funniest stories of you and your dad on the road. There it is. The first one that popped in the head. Yep.
Oh man, bro. Fuck, there's so many, dude. You know what's funny? I I I don't have like a specific story, but I'll just kind of give a summary of what it's like to travel
Yeah,
with him.
that works.
And you see him, and especially now, like he has the long hair, he has the crystals everywhere.
Yeah.
Fucking, he has a love whistle around his neck. Like he looks so peaceful. He
That's a
he
whistle.
has those genie quilt pants on all the time, fucking pajamas, you know.
Yeah.
And so he looks like this hippie that's just so peaceful, you know. And the fucking guy is such a hothead, bro. He gets angry in a split fucking second, bro. But like just gets overly aggressive, dude. Like we were and it's crazy because, you know, usually like when we fly out, it's early in the morning. We get the first flight out, right? And
Yeah.
so like for example, we'll fly Southwest sometimes. And you
Hmm.
know how you have to line up based off of your number, you
Yeah.
know?
The letter number.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so it's like A 1 through 60, right? And it has these posts and it says 1 through 5, line up here, 5 through 10, behind,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. And you're supposed to kind of police it yourself, right? You're supposed to say,
Hmm.
hey, fucking, number 8. What number are you? Oh, I'm number 10. Okay, cool. Come in front of me. So it's fucking 5 in the morning, bro. And this fucking dude is standing at 10, right? And my dad has 10.
Okay.
And my dad's like, hey, man, what number are you? Already so aggressive, right? And the dude says, uh, I'm 815. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, I should be going here because I'm 810. And the dude says, well, I don't think that really matters.
Oh,
Bro, my dad is fucking now hovering over this guy.
yeah, he's a big
No,
dude.
it doesn't fucking matter. So you think there's just numbers on top of us for the fuck of it? And I'm like, hey man, it's fucking 6 a.m. Not too many people are in front of it. Like, you're gonna get the same seat that you wanted, bro. You know, like we're the first 10 people on the fucking airplane. Like, do you really want to be on the no-fly list, bro?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
is it that fucking serious? You know what I mean? Um, at another time, we were driving from Chicago to Iowa City, and halfway through, there's like this. It's so weird. It's like a food court, bro. An indoor food court in between that drive. And for some reason, my dad wanted Popeyes, bro. Like, and you think of road trips, right? You think of something
Mhm.
fast, a fucking
Yeah,
drive through.
go in the
Let's
gas
get
station,
in,
drive
let's
through.
get
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
let's just get to our fucking destination, right? So we go to Popeyes, and there's a bunch of us. Otto's went with us, a bunch of people. We had a van full of people.
Hmm.
And so he wants like two family meals of the fucking Popeyes chicken, right?
The two buckets and
Which
shit.
sounds fucking insane to think that mashed potatoes, like three sides and fried chicken in a minivan on a road trip. Are you fucking out of your mind, bro? Like we're not in an RV, dude. Oh god.
Oh my
But
god.
so we go, and there's this teenager, and she's fucking chewing gum, like just not giving a motherfucker. And he's like, "Oh, two uh two family meals." And she's like, "We don't have that amount of chicken right now." And he's like, "Okay, but you guys are Popeyes, so you guys should have that chicken because what else do you guys sell here, right?" And she's like, "No, we have the chicken, but it's gonna be a while before uh it's ready." And he's like, "Well, how long?" And she's like, "It's probably gonna take an hour, so you should just go somewhere else." And he's like, "No, I'm gonna wait." And I'm like, "Bro, we still gotta go to Iowa City, dude. Like, what do you mean we're gonna wait a fucking hour for chicken? Are you out of your fucking?" "No, we're waiting. I want the chicken." And she's like, "It's gonna take an hour, sir." He's like, "You want to call the person who owns this place and tell him you don't want to make chicken? Huh? You think he wants to sell as much chicken as he possibly can in one day? You think he's paying you to not sell chicken?" Bro, I'm like, "Dad, she's telling you it's gonna take a fucking hour. We still have another hour and a half drive, dude. Like,
Yeah.
is it that serious?" "Yes, yes, I want the fucking chicken." And it's like, bro, okay, fuck it, dude. You would think those crystals calm them down, bro. It
No.
fires them up even more, bro.
You're like, bro, rub your crystals, rub your crystals.
Yes, dude. Go stretch or something, guy.
Oh man, your dad is great, and I've seen him lose his shit. When he gets, especially when he gets passionate, and he's doing his comedy thing, and he gets passionate, and someone comments into something, and it takes him on a tangent that pisses him off, and I'm like, yeah, sure, not saying anything, bro. Just I got to cover on. Leave him, let him do what he's supposed to do.
It-
Yeah,
he's a ticking time bomb, bro. It's so funny because God knows, you know, what his temper would be like without all those goddamn magic crystals, dude.
oh man. Oh, Hooter, this has been great. We'll do this again later on. Tell everybody where they can find you on your social media. They can follow you and watch all your clips.
um, at Hooter Moreno across the board, dude. Super easy.
Mhm.
Hooter Moreno, Moreno. That's my Instagram. That's my Twitter. That's my TikTok. That's my YouTube. All that. Super easy. Hooter Moreno.
Amazing. All right, Hooter, this was great. We'll do this again, and let me know when you come back into Chicago, and we'll do it up, man.
Yes, for sure. Thanks for having me, dog.